Good evening and welcome to Bite Size, which I absolutely just mucked up the open. As you can see, I'm on my own tonight. I don't even know if I'm live actually. Can somebody let me know whether you can see me and hear me for this first ever edition of Bite Size? Now, you might be thinking, what the hell is this? So bear with me. I'm going to give you a quick intro, okay? So we get a lot of questions, emails into the Long Run Show, which is the live stream on a Friday. And a lot of that, thanks, Gary, a lot of that is about running shoes, gear, kit, and some other stuff that we never get the chance to talk about, really. So I thought what we could do with Bite Size, and this will be as a podcast, and you can take it out on your run if you miss it or whatever. It's going to be like half hour max, 40 minutes, something like that. Just chatting. I want to hear from you as always. So stick your comments in, input, questions. This is a little bit more running shoe focused, a little bit more running shoe sort of related. We're going to talk about the sort of stuff that I'm out in wearing, what we've got in for testing. Mondays are usually a busy day. Thanks, guys, by the way, for saying you can hear me, see me. Mondays are usually a busy day for stuff that we've had come in. And also, gives me a chance to talk about some of the vids we've got coming out. So it's just a little bit of an intro to the week, what to expect. And as I say, just a little bit more focused on the gear, the kit, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that's where we're going. Basically, I've got a couple of Mondays free, and I thought, why not just jump on a live stream? It's quite hard, though. I'll be honest with you, it's quite hard, and brings the old anxiety levels up. Thinking, I've got to do this on my own because I haven't got the team with me. So it's quite easy to sit there on a Friday when I've got the team there and just sort of rely on them to talk about stuff, especially when you've got like Wilco, Hayden, and well, Toby didn't really do anything, but you know what I mean. It's quite hard to sit here on your own and talk about stuff. But anyway, I'm sure I can rattle through most of this. I've got this weird thing going on with the light, so I'm going to try and fix that for next week. I also did an intro today, and it took me about maybe 30 seconds, which you could probably tell from that intro. So that's going to be better for next week. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going with this. So what do we got here? So let's say hello to everybody. Firstly, Gary Howland. Hello, Gary. Rob Sayers in the house. Mark's in the house. Ashley Moore. Simon Evening. So took the Adios Pro 3 out for their maiden voyage on the long run yesterday. Yeah, it is a great shoe. I've got a fresh pair. I was actually wearing them to a club night the other night, but not evening Jason, evening Steve. Oh, by the way, I apologise now if I keep coughing. Right, I'm going to do it now. Hang on. I'm still getting over this thing. I don't think you guys know, but I was in hospital over New Year's. I spent 8 hours in Edmonton A&E. Even Mrs. Full said to me, "What are those holes on your chest?" It was where I was on an ECG. I really was quite sick over. So if I keep coughing, I apologise. But anyway, digress. Yeah, I had the Adios Pro 3 to along to a kids session the other day. Simon looked at me and goes, "Why you got your Adios 3s on?" And it's because I'm trying to break them in gently, ready for race day, but I don't really want to run in them because I want to try and save them as best I can. So I was wearing them to one of the kids sessions we did the other day. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I think the Adios Pro 3, Mark, I think you're going to love it. It's just, I just hope they don't muck it up with version 4. I think this light's doing my head in. With version 4, I'm hoping they don't muck it up. I think they're probably going to. I'm going to turn this down, guys. They're probably going to change the upper. Hopefully, they go strung with it. Put a oh, look, I could change the color on it. How cool is that? Oh, if you're listening to this, I'm playing around with a light, by the way. But I hope they do a strung upper on the Adios Pro 3. That's what I'm hoping. So let's see what they do. But I think as long as they don't muck about with the fit of it, because the thing I like about the Adios Pro 3 more than anything else is the fit. It just really fits me really nicely. Hopefully that's a bit better with the light. I've also changed the camera. We've got 2 cameras here on the podcast live stream thing. We've got one up there and we've got one here. And I'm using this one here today. Yeah, the Adios, the pink ones. Yeah, they're the ones I've got. So yeah, they're tucked away, 140 quid. Yeah, I think I paid 154 for mine. So I'm really pleased with that. Actually, really pleased. But they won't be coming out because I've got Manchester, and then I've got London a week later, which is where I'll probably go Adios Pro 3 in Manchester and then Prime X in London's what I'm thinking about. But I might actually go Super Blast because absolutely love the Super Blast. Ashley Moore, 860 version 13. Yeah, so actually, it's a good shout, Ashley. So this weekend, we was clocking up miles. I did my first 16 miler of this training block, which is quite early, but I've got a really busy couple of weeks coming up. I've got this weekend, I'm in Great Yarmouth. We'll talk about it on Friday in the Friday show, but I'm not really going to get much of a long run in. And then the following week, we're at the National Running Show, which is kind of cool. I'll give you some insights into that. There was a shoe, I probably can't tell you, but there was a shoe from some manufacturer, Japanese, probably should get shot for that. That was going to be launched there, and it's now not being launched there because of shipping problems. But I'm hoping to get that on the channel. But the National Running Show's coming out in 2 weeks' time, so I'm not really going to have much time to get my long runs in. So we went early and we did 16 miles, which actually felt quite good. I was quite pleased with how I felt after that. So I probably could have carried on. So that was good. That was good fun. And but yeah, so I've totally digressed. So my point is that I'm going to film this week. Probably might even do it tomorrow or Wednesday. I've got a club session on Wednesday in London. If you're in London, come along to that. But I'll probably do the video for the 860 version 13. So I'm a little bit, I think they've been out a month, but I've tried to get a few miles here, a few miles there in it, but I think we're close to about 50 miles in them. So it's a mild stability shoe. It's a biggish update versus version 12. I know it's a really popular shoe for a lot of you guys, but it's just a bit boring. Watched the review, but there's nothing really much to say about it. It's just a bit dull. It's a bit uninspiring, and yeah. But it's all right. It's okay. I think you're just better off in a Saucony Tempest, to be honest with you. I still think that's probably your best bet if you're looking for a stability shoe at the moment. As long as it's not like major stability that you need. But I think you're better off in the Tempest. I really do think that's a great shoe. What else have we got here? So T Run 3. Sorry, my kids grabbed my phone. Thanks for doing this, Fordy. You're welcome. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just chatting away. Got some Speed 3 in pink to add to my collection. You've got too many. You never have enough pairs, Gary. Managed to pick up. Yeah, that's the thing, right? With the Vaporfly, it's a good shout because I was thinking about these the other day. Now you've got the Vaporfly 3 coming out anytime soon, and I was kind of, where is it? I wonder if I can show like Tobe does. Hang on. Oh yeah, be fair. Look, like I'm a hero. Look, I was thinking seriously about getting a pair in the run up. You know, with all those sales and stuff, I was tempted to get another pair because I am worried about the Vaporfly 3 that they've cocked it up. I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit worried about it. So let's see. But yeah, I was tempted to get another pair. I do think the Vaporfly 2 is such a good shoe, such a fast shoe. We booked a 5K on on a track. It says a race local to us that I think is it Stevenage or something like that. That we booked tonight. I'm going to wear them. So it just, it just shows you that's the sort of shoe that you would wear for if you're really going for it. I would never wear anything else, to be honest with you. Mark Langhorn had really issues with the high arch on the Saucony Tempest. I know some people have had problems with the fit on the Tempest. I think there was a guy on a video today. I don't know if you've seen that. That was our marathon training shoe. I wanted to put that video out about marathon training shoes. Just give some ideas. But yeah, the Tempest, I didn't put it on there because it was more of a neutral focused shoe. I'm kind of tempted to do the same video, but do it for sort of stability shoe wears. But I want to get some of the new ones in. So like we've got coming in the Mizuno Wave Inspire 19, or is it 20? That's due in. So for stability shoe wearers, the Inspire 19 or 20, whichever one is. Oh, I tell you what I've got is the Brooks Hyperion Max. I may do, it depends how many match miles I get this week, whether I do a first impressions of them. I might even take that out Wednesday because I've got about 11 miles to do on Wednesday. So I might even take the Hyperion Max out on Wednesday and then put a video together on that one. But yeah, so but going back is the support shoes, the stability shoes. I'm kind of tempted to put a video about them, but I wanted to get a few more in because really at the moment the only sort of support shoe, stability shoe that I would really recommend, hand on heart, is the Tempest still, and even though it's mild. So yeah, right. So what else we got here? Hang on. Hey, 40. I'm running and Great Welsh in Newport this April. How long will it take the? Yeah, it does. It takes a little while. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that with the Tempest. That foam on it. It does take a little bit longer to break in. I wouldn't say it's as bad as like Light Strike, but it does take a little while. But I ran them out of a box. I think, didn't I do the Southend Half Marathon in them? And they were fine. So yeah, they do come to you. Just bear with them. But good luck at the Welsh. I did the Newport Marathon virtually one year. I remember doing that because it was COVID and all that. I would like to go there and do that. Chris, how wide are the Adios Pro 3? I'm fairly wide foot, so I'm not sure if this will be okay for me. I would say my foot is not narrow. It's not like wide, but I do notice. So like in New Balance, like the 860 version 13, I went up in that, and I went up in the permafrost because of the width. But I don't need a wide version of it, but I need a slightly bigger version. Does that make any sense? But with my point is that the Pro 3, I've not had any issues with width. The upper on the Pro 3 is fantastic. Although, as I said, I will be interested to see if they go for a strung on the Pro 4. If you look, Kafuzi has got a video out on his channel where he snuck a little bit in, even though the shoe was on embargo, I believe, at that running event in Texas. There is a little clip. I might have been on Instagram of the Pro 4. He is embargo. Or there was an embargo on it because I asked him a question. He said you can't do it. So I would say I hope. And my point, going back to the what I said at the start, I hope they don't muck it up with the fourth version. That's what I was trying to get at. But in terms of your question, John E, I would, yeah. I mean, if you've got a wide foot, I don't know, but I'm okay in it. And my foot's it's not narrow, my foot, right? So, and there is a bit of give in the upper. So I've never had it. I mean, John JBS was so kind to send me the original version that I just slipped them on and went out the door and off we went, and I wore them at Amsterdam, etc., etc. So yeah, I would, I'd get them in and see how they go. What are the best shoes for running on sand? Well, you know what, Martin. So we talk about it on Friday in the long run, but on Saturday we're going to Great Yarmouth to do the hardest part run. It's all on sand. What I'm going to do, Martin, when we did, I made Speedgoat run around that island. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but it's quite a funny one. He had no idea. I took him to Essex and I made him run around an island, and a fair amount of that running was on sand. And I was wearing the Tecton X. That's my point. So I'm going to wear the Tecton X on Saturday. Although I am tempted, because I was in them the other day, to run. I don't know if any of you guys got them. I got the Saucony Endorphin Edge, the pink ones. I am tempted to wear them, but I'll probably go Tecton X. But I've got no idea what the best shoes to. Probably nothing. I just run barefoot, cowboy out and wear barefoot is probably what it is. Jason Reed got the Saucony Pro 3 for Christmas. Not tried them, but loved the Alpha Fly in Berlin. With the Pro 3, right? So Speedgoat, he ran his 346 PB in Amsterdam because the course was short. He ran 346, but he was in Pro 3s, and they were almost box fresh. I think he ran them at the Great North Run, but he ran the Pro 3 at the Amsterdam Marathon. And Helen, who'd done Chicago the week before, also ran the Pro 3. Saucony, I'm talking about now. Both loved them. Absolutely loved the shoe. I love it, but I like it for training. So it's a personal choice, but my point on that is that I think you can run it for the marathon distance, and I know two people who've run in it really, really well. So I think it's a good shoe. Don't be like, what are you running in them, Jason? What are you going to be doing in them? Let me know in the comments where you're going to be running them. Alpha Fly 1 in Berlin. I'm tempted to do Berlin. I'm still thinking about doing Berlin. Anyone else doing Berlin? I am tempted, to be honest with you. A couple of pairs of Alpha Fly OG was getting that heel. Yeah, the Alpha Flies are really renowned for it, by the way, with this heel arch problem. It's a real funny one, and they don't tend to break in either. You either get on with the Alpha Fly or you don't. I think that's what it is. It's a bit of a funny one. First time marathon runner in Manchester. Do you wear specialised shorts for gels? Oh, no, I'll tell you a funny story. So Speedgoat got all like bullish for Christmas and bought these like fancy shorts that you put gels in. I'm not talking the Saw ones that are about $3,000, which are absolute daylight robbery. But he got these fancy Ron, because he likes Ron Hill, and they came in blue. But he got these ones to put in gels. We've not seen them since. So my point is, in terms of those shorts for gels, I don't bother. I just put a flip belt on. I wear a flip belt, stick them in there, and off we go. If I've got a hydration vest on, like we had in Edinburgh, I had them in there. But usually I try and not run with a hydration vest when I'm doing a race because I can't stand it. But I just put them in my flip belt. Flip belt's a good one, but get the one with the zip, because in the front you can put your phone. I put the GoPro in there as well, but you can put your phone in there, and then you can just load yourself up with gels. The other funny story is that Tobe had a gel in his shorts once, and it burst and it went everywhere. It was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Right, what else we got? God, you guys keep them coming, guys. I love it. Got 90 miles in the tempers. Yeah, it really is. I'll tell you what, the tempers. I hope with the newer version that will come out that they just tweak it a little bit, maybe make it a pinch softer. I know they can't go mad because it's there for mild stability, but they also sort the outsole out a little bit. They could do putting the outsole, the XT900, whatever it is, that it might even be on there. It shows you what I know. But what's on the Pro, stick that on the tempers, make it a little bit more lively. Any shoe is currently, what's this, Rob? Any currently shoe in the air cast I've been in? Oh, that doesn't sound good. I tell you what's interesting. Have you seen the, oh, makes me laugh, all the Asics Nimbus, gel Nimbus 25. I mean, it was obvious. I put it in that video the other day. It was a gel Nimbus 25. But they've all dropped all on the same day. It does make me laugh when they all come out of embargo and and all the videos drop at the same day. I would say on that, watch Believe in the Runs video, as always, and watch Ben is Running on their reviews of the shoe. That looks a great shoe, the gel Nimbus 25. Really good. But the only problem I've got with it, and I've got a real problem with this, and I'm thinking about doing something along these lines. It's 170 odd quid or 175 quid, which is an absolute Mickey take. I mean, it's a daily trainer, 170 something, all right, max stack, but 170 something pounds for that shoe. Absolute Mickey take, days. That shoe should be 130 pounds. I don't understand why it's so expensive. They're taking the Mickey. Asics are doing so well with their shoes at the moment, right? But what they're asking for them, like the Super Blast, over 200 pound, you can jog on. I mean, that is such a good shoe, but they're isolating it from everyday runners because of the price point. They're idiots. They'd be able to sell twice as much if they went, you know what, here's 150 quid for you, have your Super Blast. They'll sell hundreds of them. But by putting it at 210 quid, it's not like it's a premium product. They've got their strategy completely wrong. I'm not saying do volume shoes like those cheap Nike horrible things that they make, but 150, 160 pounds is good because then you can have your carbon plated at like 200 pounds and then it's a premium product. But 75 quid for that Asics Gel Nimbus is an absolute Mickey take. And me talking like this is probably why they didn't send it to me. But I do find that, just to give you a bit of insight. So, like, I'm not, again, right, if you're new to this live stream, you're thinking, who's this geezer? I'm not a journalist. So there's some channels out there that are journalists and they get sent these things because they have to write nice things. Otherwise they don't get sent anything, right? And they're paid for that. Then you've got the independents like Ben is Running, but that was he gets stuff. He's done stuff with ASICS. So he went out to Spain and done stuff like that, right? You tend in the US that the brands are a little bit more connected up with what's going on YouTube and stuff like that. So they do these global launches and they tend to send it obviously to the US guys and certain people in the UK. I'm not on that list for whatever reason. I don't really care, but I'm not on that list. So when we have been part of launches with ASICS before, but it's more when they're in the UK they're launched. So it's usually for an agency, something like that. So that's how it tends to work. So that's why we kind of get left to one side. But I don't really care. And I'm not really. I don't really like if make you laugh, but I don't really like doing those embargo videos and having to release it on a certain day because they tend to have to say certain things and get given a sheet and talk about all this sort of stuff. I've got no interest in that. I'd rather give it a little while and then put it out when I really feel like putting it out. So just to give you a bit of insight. But I would say put all that to one side. Believe in the Run. Brilliant. You know I love them. Great review. Ben is Running. Great review on the show. Right, so let's get back to you guys. Are you walking cowboy after your bike? So, right, hopefully you saw the last 2 weekly vlogs. So again, I do talk this. You listen to this first time. We structure the week on the channel, and by the way, I'm cutting back the videos just as a heads up. I'm cutting back videos. We've been doing a lot of videos recently, so we're cutting that back. We're just going to be doing the usual 4. There's going to be some shorts and because of the live streams and stuff like that. So we're trying to put a little bit more quality and less. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. But we did the last 2 weekly vlogs, which is usually me talking about or training, whatever. Have been about this bike riding stuff. So I'm doing the Ride 100, which is an Essex bike ride, London to Essex. Tobe signed me up for that because he thinks it's funny. I don't like biking. I don't do biking. But they said I had to buy a bike, so I bought it. Watch both the videos, and then you'll see the rest. But that said, Um, the the guy, people, you guys have been asking about it. I may do like what's the best way? Like the third of the trilogy. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I don't know how. I've just absolutely mucked up on the comments, by the way, because I had to delete somebody who wrote these. You know, you get these like spammers. So I had to delete. So I might have just got rid of a load of people's comments. So sorry about that. If I could just delete everybody's comments. But yeah, so I might do a trilogy. Is what I was going to say. I'm going to go on my phone to see if we can get some of the other comments because there was loads coming in, and I've just deleted them because I had to get rid of those spammers. They're so annoying, and they think like they're really clever, and we all care about Babe Station or whatever it was, but I don't really care. Let me have a look. Thanks very much, Gary. Yeah, so we've got a big thing coming on 40 runs this weekend. This Wednesday. If you're new to 40 runs, we set up a virtual satellite. So if you're watching this in the US, you can take part in this. Just join. Yeah, I've got all the questions back here, so I'll go through them. But we've set up a virtual club that anyone can be a member of because you can be a social member of 40 Run. So we've got an affiliate running club here in the UK, but you can join as a social member. So you can be anywhere in the world. And you can join the run on a Wednesday. We're doing like this big virtual run every Wednesday. So, just come along and take part. Right, so here we go. So I'm back. I've got all the questions. Look, you can see that, but I'm back. Plan first of all, Lisbon. Jason Reed is doing the Pro 3 at Lisbon half. No, the naked running belt is a bit pricey. Yeah, naked products. I've got a vest from them, Mark. It's over the top in terms of price. The naked stuff is just the wrong price. You can usually go on Amazon and get the same thing for cheaper. Just a little bit of a tip. Are you nervous about doing the running show in a couple of weeks? Yes, I am. No rehearsals. As always, we're going to wing it. But yeah, I'm nervous because I don't want to cock it up because the guys have been really kind at the National Running Show to give us a platform to highlight what we do at 40 Runs. I think with the long run show. So I don't want to muck it up. They've sold like 37,000 tickets or something ridiculous. So, that's about as many people as you put in a football stadium some weekends. So it's a lot of people, little old me and the team sitting in the middle of that, talking to all these people. All right, they're not all going to be there at the same time, but yeah. So we don't want to muck it up, but at the same time, I know what I'm like. I'll just get up there and start talking nonsense, and then worry about it later. How much will Trabuco? Yes, it's a good point. Have you seen that guy, by the way, guys? The Trabuco Max 2. I think that's a really good potential trail shoe. I'm interested to get that. I'm going to try and get that from ASICS. If they don't, I'll just get it myself because I don't care by myself. Where are you from in Arizona? Let me know. AZ Highland Homestead. Let me know where you are in Arizona, please. I'd be very interested to know. But yeah, so the Trabuco Max 2, I was a big fan of the Trabuco Max. I think it's a really good, comfortable trail shoe. It's got a fantastic outsole, and I can't wait to get version 2. I think it's dropping soon. So if I don't get sent that, I'm buying that. Thank you very much, Steve. Fordy saying it as it is. I appreciate that. Will you be attempting Ben Nevis this year? Yeah, you know what? We've got some amazing challenges. If we can't get it done this year, we'll get it done next year. But yeah, we're definitely planning to go and have a go. Usually running the A6. I saw made you laugh, right? On Sunday, we was at Saturday, part of that 60 mile. We did part run, and there was all the new runners there. It was hilarious, and they were all in their A6 GT 2000s, brand new. I've got some gel Kayanos, and I keep cramping in the right side of my leg. Have a look at your hydration with regards to the cramping, electrolytes and stuff like that. If you're getting cramp in your calf, I would say let's look at your electrolyte intake and your salts and all that sort of stuff instead of your shoes. Obviously, your shoes can make a difference, but have a look at that. But the A6 GT 2000, I just find them too firm. That's just me. Watching you trying to click the bike shoes in was hilarious. That's no joke. I fell off the other day. I'm not kidding you. You are Speaker. I actually fell off trying to put them things on. We was at traffic lights. It was murder. All right, so I'm back on now. So thanks for all those. Keep them coming in. So shoes are cheap compared to other sports I ride my bikes. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I do know what you're saying. But I do think the cost of running shoes is an absolute liberty. I've got to be honest with you. It's what they're asking for compared to what they're. I think you're better off. The value is in the older models. I really do think that, and it just proves it at the moment what you can get some of these models at that are really good shoes, really good. You can pick up the Speed 2, the Pro 2. all these shoes, like who was it earlier said about the Vaporfly, for that sort of money. And the new shoes this year, yeah, they're going to be great, but really, are they going to make that much difference? It all comes down to the athlete. I really don't like this light. I'm going to apologise now for this light, because if you're watching this back on YouTube, you're going to be thinking, what? On the podcast, it don't matter. Right, so where are we? God, you guys, I love it. Thanks ever so much for tuning in, by the way. You never know with these things whether people are actually interested and will turn up. So I really do appreciate you coming along tonight. We'll try and do this on a Monday, just really just hang out and talk about running shoes and things like that. 40 Happy New Year coming to you from the States. But you running any majors this year? Well, I didn't get into Berlin. I'm not very good at flying, if I'm honest. I suffer terribly with flying. I'm not worried about it falling out the sky or anything like that. But my anxiety gets a little bit better of me on flights. So I'm like Mr. T when it comes to flying. I would love to get out there and do New York this year. That's I'll tell you what, if someone said, who sponsors one of these other running channels? Let me know in the comments who sponsors all these channels. But if one of these come and said, 40, we're going to sponsor the channel for a year, here's 10 large, I'd go, right, thanks very much. Me and Mrs. 40 were off to New York, and I'd do the New York City Marathon. That'd be the one for me, I think. But majors aren't on my hit list. I said it in the podcast we did the other week on the long run. I'm not really bothered about marathons anymore in terms of times. I just get overly consumed by it. I'd rather just go there and have fun. I'm going to try that issue. I'm going to focus on one of them. I don't know which one yet. And try and get it done. Just saw the Trabuco Max for $150. Still, the first one's still good. I think it's a little bit, man. 41 stand at the London Expo. No, because Steve, firstly, they want to charge outrageous amounts of money for that, and it's an absolute liberty. And we don't really sell anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we do the merch, but we do the merch when you guys order a shirt, we then print it. It's like we're not like a clothing company like other YouTube channels. We're not that sort of thing. I mean, we could probably get someone like to make it or whatever, but that's not the way we roll. I don't know what you've got to go there, I suppose, to sell stuff. We don't really sell anything. It's not about what we're here for, really, to sell stuff. So, yeah, sorry, Steve. I mean, if London Marathon events, which they should do, turn around and go, here, 40, have a stand for free because of all the love you've given us over the last year on the podcast, then we'll turn up. But I doubt that's going to happen. AZ Highland Homestead, you still haven't told me where you... Oh, it's Prescott. Love Prescott. Been there. Love it. So I used to spend a lot of time in Arizona, in Tucson. But I traveled all around there. I spent a lot of time in there in New Mexico. So I know Prescott well. Marathon training options. What's this? David. Marathon training options for those 30K when you need more support than Speed 3. Glide Ride 3. I would say the Super Blast, but you'd have to remortgage. So go for the Glide Ride 3. It will take a little while to break in. That flight foam on the bottom layer is like heavy duty, but you won't regret it. That's a fantastic shoe just to eat miles. It really is. People say, I prefer the Triumph, whatever. I've been spending a lot of time in the Triumph Shield over Christmas and that lot because of the poxy weather we got here in the UK. And it's a great shoe. Love it. But the Glide Ride 3, not the 2, 3, is phenomenal for those long runs. I just love Prescott, Arizona. Why do you never review ultras? Because I tell you why. Because they don't send me any, and that's not me being big-headed. I have bought a pair in the past, but they seem to. I don't know what it is with their UK marketing department. They're idiots. I don't understand why they don't look at the YouTube channels here in the UK and go, you know what? We're making good products now. Why don't we? They sent it to Benny's Running, and I love Benny's Running's channel, and he's phenomenal. And please subscribe. But if you're a 5-6 hour marathon runner, how relatable is what Ben thinks? And I love Ben. Please watch his channel. So I think they should be giving it to more people, not me, but other people here in the UK and other runners, not journalists, not fast runners. It's pointless giving it them shoes. You've got to give a broad spectrum of people to review it. So that's why I don't review ultras. I just think they need to sort themselves out. If they want to be out there, a brand amongst everyday runners, then they need to sort themselves out and start giving it out to other people, whether it's me, I don't know, Ed Bud or whatever, other running YouTube channels over here in the UK, you know? So it's just laughable, some of these. The marketing departments, honestly, some of these companies, brands over here in the UK, they haven't got a clue what's going on, really, honestly. Some of the stories I could tell you, I'll probably get shot. Probably going to get told off after this for saying too much as it is. Right. Hi, Chris. What light breathable rainproof jacket do you recommend under 100? I got one off Amazon. It was like 30 quid. None of them are waterproof. You're going to probably be wetter on the inside because you're sweating so much. But I got mine off Amazon. It was 30 quid. I've got up there, I've got Jangy ones. I've got super dry ones. I've got an Innovate one in there. It's 185 quid that the guys at Start Fitness sent me, right? But the one I wear, 9 times out of 10, is either the Jangy one or the one I got off Amazon for 30 quid. It's as simple as that. Because none of them really keep you that waterproof. Really. I mean, like when we went up Ben Nevis, Snowdon, I can't remember. I think I wore. Don't buy High Estate, by the way. They're terrible. I won't ever get any help from Sports Direct. I'm against Sports Shoes Direct. They only send stuff to their mates anyway. But High Estate products are awful, people. I got one of their jackets, right? I went like that, and more sweat came out of it than what was on the outside of the rain. So don't ever buy that. Please don't ever buy that. Got Super Blast. Really? Yeah. So where did you get Super Blast for 147 quid? Because if there is, I'm going to get another pair. Big fan. Big on last year's. Where's this? Hi Vince. Big on last year's shoes. They're good one. Yeah, exactly. I mate, you're right. Just go and get last year's shoes, people. There's some really good value. Oh, Brooks Glycerine 20 any good. Also got the speed unit. They're amazing shoes. Brooks Glycerine is better than the previous versions, but I still think there's better shoes out there. I've got a really interesting video coming out couple of weeks. I'll tell you about it nearer the time. But Brooks featuring that. Yeah. So I'm showing a bit of love to Brooks, by the way, people. Just if you're worried about me having it, we're running out of time. You guys are keeping me busy tonight. I didn't expect this many people to be on, so thanks a lot. I'll keep going. I just bought a jacket from Harrier. Harrier's great. Harrier really is good. Harrier price. Yeah, very good price for it. Yeah. Now where are you, Gary? Mark, show you a bit of love. Harrier stuff's really good. Really, really good. Are you off? What's this? Are you off to Birmingham for the running show? Hi, Robert Ashworth. Oh, is that far too enough? Behave yourself. Yeah, we're there, dude. Where have you been? Where have you been living? We're doing a run on Saturday night. We're doing the long run show at Saturday. We're actually on stage at 3:45. Get with the program, and then I'm doing a run afterwards. So you're welcome to. I mean, we've got about 100 people signed up so far, and we've got a stand there for 2 days. We're celebrating 5 years of 40 runs. So Robert, join the Facebook group. I don't know why you're not in it, but join the Facebook group or follow me on Instagram because we just tend to spam everything on Instagram. I love Ultra. You know what? I probably would, and I really would like to try some of their shoes, but you know, whatever. I'll be honest with you. I want to try stuff out, and I want to give as many brands and a chance and try stuff as much as I can. And I really want to work with as many brands as I can, but they've got to be open to the fact that I'm going to be brutally honest. We've upset a couple of brands already this year, between us, whoever's watching this, we've already upset some people, but we're going to tell it how it is. We don't care. We ain't journalists. We don't have to say nice things because we'll go and buy the shoes ourselves and then we'll tell it how it is. I couldn't give a monkeys. So yeah, we're going to upset people, but they've got to deal with that. Personally, if I was the brand, I would take the criticism on board and actually make the products better and work with us to understand what everyday runners think of the shoe, not just necessarily me, give them to other people, and try and work on those shoes and make them better. Just because somebody who runs a 2.5-hour marathon says that this shoe's amazing, how many 2.5-hour marathon runners are in the world? Again, that's not a criticism of them. I think they're amazing. But really, how many of them are buying their shoes? That's the problem I've got. So, that's my message to the brands who won't be listening to this. That's why I say what I want. Right, here we go. Where are we? I like being semi-retired, living here. Yeah, you're my hero. Stop telling me about Arizona. I get jealous. Do you think Puma will ace it again this year? It looks like the shoes from the Believe in the Run video and Kafuzi Run. They're the main channels that I watch. And Benny's running, and Andy Forrester doing big shout out to him as well. I don't know. It looks like they're just doing mild updates, to be honest. So I don't know. The Deviate Nitro 2 is a fantastic shoe. If you don't get on with the Speed 3, buy the Deviate Nitro 2. It is a great shoe, and it's got Puma grip. Anything that's got Puma grip is winning, in my books. Sounds wonderful. Here we go. I can confirm mega sweaty. See, Vince? But I tell it how it is. You know how we roll, Vince. Who's Keller Sports? Yeah, does anybody know about these Keller Sports? Somebody recommended me the other day about them. Are they shouldn't say it, are they legit? I've never ordered any from them. So yeah, let me know. What have we got? Which would you choose? Right, this is your 5-minute warning, people. Get your questions in. Which would you choose for a budget racing soccer? Yeah, Deviate Nitro 2. I just answered it. I'm a little bit of a bigger runner. Yeah, 100% Deviate Nitro 2 all day long. And it will ask you that. Honestly, that Puma grip on them is phenomenal. It really is. It is unbelievable. Saucony Speed 3, 98 quid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chuck. Get a Speed 3. That, I said it in today's video. That will take you from catch to 5K to marathon, right? Yes, the durability is questionable in them. I've got lumps hanging out of mine now. But at 98 quid, it's an absolute steal. Right, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, come on, Robert. Get rid of Robert, whereabouts in the Midlands? Come and join one of our satellite groups. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we run groups up and down the country. Just come along, people. Everyone's welcome. We don't care if you're a member of another club, whatever. Just come along. Nice, a bit UK centric. But if you're in the US, in Australia, Canada, Mongolia, and you want to start a 40 Run Satellite Club, email us in. Just go to the website. Who's this? I think I'm going to get shot with this. Too late. Just bought a height. Oh, why I don't want to bleeding sauna. It is a sauna. Honestly, they're useless. Absolutely useless. I'm never going to get sent anything from whoever makes their stuff. They shouldn't want to control reviews. Yeah, that's what I make. And that's why I love Believe in the Run. That's why if you watched or listened to the one we did with Thomas from Believe in the Run, he was quite upfront. He said, look, we tell the brands straight out of the bat, we're going to say what we want. And that's why I respect them so much. And I'm the same. You know, where I'm from, you know, we say it how it is. And if we don't like something, we say don't like it. But if we like something, we'll tell it's like. But we'll try and give constructive criticism. It's not just, you know, people say, oh, you're just being mean. No, we're trying to be genuinely constructive. And as I said, I'm not a fast runner. Yes, I'm faster than some, but I'm slower than others. I don't care. I don't look at times. I don't do particularly high mileage. I don't particularly do low mileage. I'm a typical everyday runner. I'm a dad. I've got a full-time job. I do this stuff. I coach. You know, I do a lot of stuff, and I try and get my running in. My running is there for my mental health, and to try so I don't, you know, end up putting on so much weight because of 18 bags of crisps I eat at night. I do that. I'm your bog standard bloke who goes out and run. I'm over 40, and they should take that criticism on board and try and make the shoe better. Do you know what I mean? Or the product better. That's the thing. I can only apologise, by the way, for this light tonight. I'm gonna have that fixed by next week. Right, come on. Again, did I give you a 5-minute warning? Deviate Nitro is half price at 40. Yeah, at Start Fitness. Give a shout out to the guys at Start Fitness. Love those guys. Use the code 40 runs. You can get 10% off using that code at 40 runs. At Start Fitness, use the code 40 runs. I'm going to actually, if I hold it down there, will that make it any better? Should we try? Yeah, so do that, guys. Use that code to get yourself 10% off at Start Fitness. That might work. Not sure if it will or it won't, but wherever you are in the world. Deviate Nitro, right? Don't sell out 40 runs. Yeah, exactly. I'm not selling out. They can just jog on. First run in the Tempest on Saturday. Love them. Yeah, great shoe. Great shoe. Newer runner. Should I focus on distance or pace? I'm a new runner. I would just focus in enjoyment, Gary, to be honest. I wouldn't get too consumed with all that sort of stuff. I would just try and improve. The most important thing I tell my new runners is to get consistent. So just enjoy it and get consistent. Keller are legit. Thank you very much. I will have a look at them. Based in Munich, bought a couple of pairs of glide rides. Okay, I'll have a look at Keller Sports. Maybe they want to sponsor this bite-size podcast. I told, what's this? What we got here? What's this? I told Energy Company why I didn't like their product. I wouldn't be recommending it. Last season, yeah, they blocked. This is the thing, right? I suppose a lot of it is how you say it and how you put it across. I get that, and like I said, I try and be constructive where I can. I know I do go off on a tangent sometimes. That's down to the ADHD, but I do go off and I get passionate about things. So I need to temper that a little bit. But I do try in the reviews to try and be constructive. I think that's the key to it. Again, I just don't. It's like it makes me laugh when I see. I was reviewing the 860, testing the 860 version 13. What's the point of reviewers on YouTube and in written press reviewing them if they don't need a stability shoe? I don't get it. You tell me. How can they judge a stability shoe if they don't need a stability shoe? Makes no sense to me. But they get sent the shoe, and we've got to write it because we've got to get paid. Which I understand. People have got to make a living. But how much value can you add from that? Now I need a stability shoe in certain circumstances. I went and got tested. It's on this channel. On my left leg, 50% versus my right. I do need a stability shoe some of the time. So I think I can review a stability shoe now and again. Not all the time because I'm not in them all the time. I spend probably more of my time in neutral shoes. But I do feel like I can add some value in a daily trainer stability shoe. But it just makes me laugh. So this is what I'm saying to you. The whole world's a bit, but we ain't going to change the world, people. We just got to cowboy up and roll with the punches. Right. So I can vouch for Keller too. True to already. So keep on going. Any 40 squad. Here we go. What's this? London, right, this is it, guys. I'm wrapping it up. We've got 3 minutes. Any 40 squad running in? Yes, we're there. I'm there. I'm going to be there as always. I'm a big supporter. We haven't got as many runners there this year because the guys are all going to Ibiza. So maybe going to Ibiza to do a big race out there. But I personally am there. I'm filming the event again, and I will be there on the day. Right. Any running landmarks? Race belt or what's this? I've got to be quick, guys. I've got to go. I've got to empty the dishwasher. Race belt or vest for self-supported trail half marathon. Yeah, I'd go for a race vest. Good luck. Hope you're right. See you there, Phil. What's this cycling event? Don't like biking, people. The cycling event you are doing, is that a genuine claim with a high that you'll do no training for it? Now, I've read your comments. Okay, so I'm reading your comments and I'm seeing you guys saying that I should do something. So that's why I'm thinking of doing a third video in the trilogy. It won't be like Star Wars and I'll make another 3. I will do Return of the Jedi and then we'll have the last, we'll do the race. But I was genuinely listening to your comments, reading your comments today and last week. And I'm seriously thinking about, I may have to actually do something because everybody keeps saying that my arse is going to get bad, basically. In my mid-40s, yeah, you're my hero out in Arizona. Anybody who lives in Arizona is my hero. 40, have you heard of the drop? Hang on, what's this? I've never heard of it. Let's talk about it next week. Tune in next week, Ross. Let's talk about it. Thanks to the bite-size tonight. Yeah, pedals were the best. Put you in a good... Right, that's it, guys. I'm going to call it a night. I genuinely, honestly, hand on heart, means a lot to me, yeah, for turning up, you guys. You kept me busy. I actually had a list of things I was going to talk about, and I spoke about none of them because you guys have been keeping me busy. So I really appreciate it. We will be back next week at 7 o'clock. I don't know what we talk about. We just wing it again. We'll have some new shoes in, I'm sure. I can give you a bit of an update on some of the other stuff that we're up to in terms of videos and content and all that kind of stuff. I will fix this light. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you've had a right result because this light's been driving everybody nuts. And that's probably about it. So I've looked, check this out, right? I've done a really cool outro. It's not cool. It took me 30 seconds, but watch this. Hang on, right? Where is it? I'll probably muck this up. All right, stay there. Right. I'm going to say bye, and then I'm going to try and play this. So I love you all. Thanks a lot. Do something awesome, and I will see you on Friday. Don't forget, we're back on Friday, people, on the live stream on Friday. I will see you there. Adios.